envoy to Libya expresses his objection to send international peace troops to the country. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq bin Taimur sent a cable of condolences to the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, on the death of His Royal Highness Prince Bandar bin Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Saud. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos Awards have contributed in encouraging researches and endeavors to the global and local communities. Environment conservation was among the prime interest and focus of His Majesty the Sultan Qaboos bin Said, who from the early time of the Renaissance had a vision to implement a balanced approach to industrial progress and to minimize risks to wildlife and environment. To recognize contributions in environment, His Majesty supported researches and contributions made by individuals, groups or organizations that have provided outstanding services in conserving and protecting environment. In cooperation with UNESCO, the Sultan Qaboos Prize for Environment Preservation, which was launched in 1989, supports such efforts to tackle environmental challenges and topics at a global scale. In the field of heritage, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said believed in the importance of protecting the Omani legacy by launching an award of handicraft excellence in 2009. The award provided a platform for Omanis to compete in bringing the best quality in designing and crafting their masterpieces. To encourage volunteer works, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos launched a special award for volunteer works, believing that such award will bring the best human quality and values in the Omani people. In the famous speech given at Sultan Qaboos University, His Majesty denounced the suppression of ideas and thoughts and considered it a major sin. The famous line was a guiding North Star for Omanis towards tolerance and freedom of thought. To support such cause, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos dedicated prizes from contributions in various humanities fields for writers and artists from Oman and the Arab world. The Sultan Qaboos Award for Culture, Science and Arts came to revitalize contributions by Omanis and Arabs in various fields, including traditional arts, music, translation, history and many others more. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos Awards and prizes stem from His late Majesty's care and devotion to support science, arts, selflessness and noble values for the greater benefit of the country and the world at large. Weather analysis in the National Multi-Hazard Early Warning Center indicates that a trough of low pressure will affect the northern governorates of the Sultanate starting from tomorrow evening, Wednesday the 22nd, until Friday the 24th of January 2020. Chances of rain and thunderstorms accompanied by fresh downdraft winds, hails and flash floods in wadis are forecast over the governorate of Musandam. Partly cloudy skies with chances of isolated rain will prevail over the governorate of Al-Buraimi and the governorates adjacent to Sea of Oman. Seas will be moderate along most of Oman's coasts with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. The Public Authority for Civil Aviation advises all to take precautions during rain, not to cross flowing wadis and to check the sea state before sailing. The number of passengers through the Sultanate's airports reached over 16 million until the end of November 2019 compared to 15.5 million in 2018, with an increase of 3.75%. The number of international flights through Muscat International Airports until the end of November reached 98,194, carrying over 1.6 million passengers, recording an increase by 5.3% compared to the same period of 2018. The domestic flights through Muscat International Airport recorded a decline by 8.6%, which reached 9,565 flights, carrying around 1.03 million passengers, recording a decline by 4.9% in the number of passengers. Over 260 million Omani Riyals is the contract's trading value during December 2019, while the fees generated reached around 7 million Omani Riyals. The Ministry of Housing stated that the total real estate activities reached 33,000, while 160 transactions were carried out, including selling and buying real estate, mortgage granting of land plots, inheritance and exchange of visas, and other real estate activities. The ministry stated that more than 23,200 ownership deeds were issued during December 2019. IVI Fertility's Muscat Annual Conference 2020 ends on high note, with experts sharing insights on the latest in reproductive medicine. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i.
IVI Fertility Muscat Annual Conference 2020, organized by IVI Middle East Fertility Clinic, concluded its meeting, attended by regional and global experts, industry leaders and various key people in reproductive medicine who have shared the latest developments and trends. Some of the key topics brought to focus were basic ovarian physiology and aging, endometriosis and infertility and embryo transfer in 2020.
Today's conference is one of the conferences which is done on a regular basis to develop and update the obstetrician and gynecologist in the country regarding the recent update of the infertility management, investigations, any things which is new and can upgrade the treatment for the fertility purpose in Oman, inshallah.
Number of gynecologists, embryologists, in vitro fertilization, IVF experts and other fertility specialists participated in the interactive conference titled Infertility Update, a review of common practice for the gynecologist, who have discussed some of the most challenging infertility concerns, common practices and treatments, and industry expectations.
I was actually happy to see experts in the field of in vitro fertilization who covered an important topic or important topics in the field of infertility that includes, for example, polycystic ovarian syndrome and endometriosis. And we know those conditions are very common in our population. I hope in the future we cover more medical conditions that causes infertility, for example, male infertility, since it's an important factor of infertility in Omani population as well.
On behalf of IVI Muscat, we would like to thank the Oman Society of Obstetrics and Gynecology for another very successful annual conference here in Muscat.
The attendees also took the opportunity to engage with guest speakers and network with international experts. The sharing of knowledge and experiences is vital to sustaining the progress and reaching new milestones in order to help couples in the region fulfill their dream of being a parent. This is especially important given the rising number of infertility cases in the Middle East region that requires advanced and innovative solutions. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Muscat.
Still to come in our news bulletin. China plans to ban plastic bags in major cities and single-use straws from restaurants by the end of this year. We will teach our children even if under trees. Famous words from His Majesty the late Sultan Qaboos bin Said, may his soul rest in peace, in 1970, as he believed that education is the key factor to development of any nation. The promise is fulfilled by the builder of the modern Renaissance, as Oman today has universities and colleges that support scientific researches. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
لقد كان التعليم أهم ما يشغل بالي، ورأيت أنه لا بد من توجيه الجهود في الدرجة الأولى إلى نشر التعليم.
Education was at the top concerns of the great leader His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed bin Taimur, may Allah rest his soul in peace. His far-sighted vision focused on education as the backbone of development. He was so keen to educate his people, combat illiteracy, and overcome its obstacles, and thus he directed the efforts towards spreading education among his nation, even under the shades of trees. Indeed, since the beginning of his assumption of the reign of Oman, he took steady strides towards spreading education, despite the challenges of that time. The educational process witnessed several stages, starting from spreading education in the early 70s, developing it in the 80s, improving its quality in the 90s, and keeping pace with technology in the new millennium. With all this attention from the great leader to spread education, schools were built successively all over the Sultanate, and education expanded to include males and females. The methods of education also changed from being of a primary style under trees to being taught in multiple classes in modern schools. Added to this, a number of students were sent abroad to be qualified and contribute to the nation building. The vision of His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed was an anticipation for the future of education in Oman, so he announced a number of competitions and school awards. Among them was the Greatest Scout Cup competition, and he was named the Supreme Scout of the Sultanate in the presence of Arab and international scout leaders. That competition was followed by Preserving Cleanliness and Health in the School Environment competition in 1992, which was later changed to Sultan Qaboos Award for Sustainable Development in the School Environment. After years of spreading education across the country, another stage began. The years from 1980 to 1999 were marked by increasing compulsory levels of education to include the preparatory and secondary levels. The opening of Sultan Qaboos University in 1986 marked a new era for the system of education and scientific research in the Sultanate. Further, multiple universities, colleges, and public and private institutes were established to support the educational process. The private higher education institutions also received a special attention from His Majesty, may the Almighty rest his soul in peace, to enable them focus on achieving their goals, which contributed to providing an appealing environment for scientific research and attracting international expertise. In 2005, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed, may his soul rest in peace, issued a royal decree to establish the Higher Education Admission Center to regulate the admission of students who obtained general diploma certificates to the higher education institutions and ensure an efficient distribution of outputs according to the requirements of the labor market to support the provision of human cadres to all sectors of development. 50 years of ongoing efforts and support to the educational process. Hence, the Sultanate succeeded in obtaining prestigious achievements by winning first positions in international competitions, revealing a generation armed with various types of knowledge able to compete globally, and reflecting the efforts of 5 decades of generous support from His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Saeed, may Allah rest his soul in peace.
After the Berlin conference, UN Special Envoy to Libya, Ghassan Salamé, expressed his objection to send international peace troops to Libya. Salamé mentioned that most important thing that the current ceasefire will lead to permanent truce, explaining that there is no need to send UN troops for this purpose and only a small number of military inspectors are enough. Ghassan Salamé also added that the reformed international committee to follow with this issue will meet for the first time in the mid of February in Berlin. Iran has requested equipment it says it needs from US and French authorities to download information from black boxes on a downed Ukrainian passenger plane, but Tehran had not yet received a positive response. Canada, Ukraine and other nations who had citizens on the flight, in which all 176 people aboard were killed when it was accidentally shot down on January 8, have asked Iran to send the flight data and voice recorders to experts abroad for analysis. Canada said France would be the best place to send the black boxes because it was one of the few nations with the ability to read them. Iraqi riot police opened fire today amid clashes with anti-government protesters on a central Baghdad highway, killing one person and wounding over a dozen people. The latest since violence erupted again last week between demonstrators and security forces. The clashes on the key Mohammed al-Qasim highway broke out when riot police moved in to disperse a crowd of mostly young men who had gathered there. The protesters burned tires, halting traffic along the key artery, and some protesters hurled Molotov cocktails at the riot police. Police shot live rounds and fired tear gas canisters at the crowd. At least 14 protesters were wounded. One protester died after being struck by a tear gas canister to the head. The Mohammed al-Qasim highway connects areas in Baghdad's Rasafa, a district to the east of the Tigris River. Protesters have already blocked 3 central bridges, Sinak, Jumhuriyya and Ahrar. Blocking the highway threatens to halt movement altogether in the central part of Baghdad. The growing embrace of consumerism in China is generating mountains of waste. The World Bank warns that the nation will produce as much as 500 million tons of waste annually by 2030, up from just 30 million in 1980. This week, the government announced plans to ban plastic bags in major cities and single-use straws from restaurants by the end of this year. The zero waste movement is grabbing public attention as its vocal followers try to spread the message of mindful consumption. By recycling, reproducing and composting most of their garbage, a Beijing resident and her British partner are able to fit 3 months of household waste into just 2 jars. China produced 210 million tons of waste in 2017, lower than the United States figure of 258 million, but expected to jump dramatically as incomes grow. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sends a cable of condolences to the custodian of the 2 holy mosques on the death of Prince Bandar bin Mohammed Al Saud. And the UN Special Envoy to Libya expresses his objection to send international peace troops to the country. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.
يعد حصن البريمي من الحصون الأمامية لعمان التي كان لها دور بارز في التاريخ الحربي، ويعرف أيضاً بحصن الخندق نظراً لأنه كان يحيط به خندق واسع يصل عرضه إلى أكثر من 7 أمتار وعمقه في حدود 3 أمتار. علاوة على تحصينه بالمتاريس، كما يعرف بقصر الخندق، لأنه يبدو بأنه كان يستخدم كقصر للسكن، مثل الكثير من الحصون العمانية كحصن جبرين وحصن النعمان وحصن الحزم وغيرها من المباني التي تم تشييدها لتكون قصورا محصنة تمارس من خلالها أيضا المهام الرسمية. ويعد استعمال الخندق الدفاعي استراتيجية استخدمت قديما في حماية المدن والقلاع والحصون العمانية منذ فترات ما قبل الإسلام. وعلى الأرجح فإن بناء حصن البريمي يعود إلى السيد سعيد بن سلطان، وذلك حسب النقوش التي عليها اسمه في المدافع الموجودة في القصر، والمؤرخة بسنة 1842، حيث يوجد بالقرب من البوابة الخارجية مدفع من النحاس الأصفر كقطعة من أسلحة الميدان عليها اسم السيد سعيد بن سلطان، وتاريخ هو سنة 1258 هجرية الموافق سنة 1842 ميلادية، والذي كتب أيضاً بالإنجليزية. واستمر الحصن يؤدي دوره في الدفاع عن المنطقة بعد ذلك، حيث استخدم من قبل السلاطين اللاحقين، فقد استخدم في عهد السيد ثويني بن سعيد بن سلطان والسيد سالم بن ثويني بن سعيد والإمام عزان بن قيس. وقد أنجزت وزارة التراث والثقافة ترميم الحصن سنة 1993، وتم افتتاحه سنة 1994، ويتكون من حوالي 10 غرف موزعة على مساحة الحصن وأبراجه، كما يشتمل الحصن على 4 أبراج في الأركان الأربعة، ويوجد به بوابتان شرقية وأخرى في الجهة الشمالية. كما يشتمل الحصن على العديد من العناصر التحصينية الحربية المعروفة، ويضم كذلك عناصر اتصال وحركة من سلالم مؤدية لأسطح الأبراج والغرف. ويحتوي الحصن على بعض المداخل والممرات والدهاليز وأماكن للخيول وثكنات للجنود.